guys, welcome back to the Library Ryan YouTube channel. Today we are going to be doing some archery tests for this upcoming archery season. But we're going to be using face masks as our actual target. Stay tuned to this one. We're going to start by actually warming up at 10 yards before we can actually start shooting the mask at 20. This range is kind of small. Right here is 10. Those actual concrete blocks over there are actually at 22, but we're going to be finishing out probably right around 20. Because that's probably what I'm going to be actually shooting out of in my actual stand. Oh, I did. Check that out. Trying to get it out. There it is. There is that arrow right there. Complete split in half. So, well, there goes $10 on the drain for these Spartan Black Eagles. So let's get to it though. So we got these masks, got some nails for the pins to actually hold it. And the reason why we're using this, one, it's just funny. It makes for a good thumbnail to actually be shooting face masks, especially this time right now. But you take a look at the actual size and the radius of these face masks, they're almost a perfect size for deer vitals. So it helps me be precise when I'm shooting and to toughen it up. What we're actually going to do is we're going to have one just kind of sitting like this and blowing in the wind to mimic live moving deer, just in case if a situation like that ever happened. So put one right here, and then we'll put another one like up here. What we're going to do is do a couple of rounds just to make sure that everything on my bow is still set up properly, at least on there. And that's what I really want, is to make sure that everything is adjusted well on my bow. That way I'm not missing my shots when it comes to the actual archery season. So let's get to it. So all right where I was aiming, what I try to do is I like to shoot with both my eyes open. I know each individual is a little bit differently, and some will actually shoot with their one eye closed. What I've been trying to do, especially with light and nocks, is I like to shoot with both eyes open. That way I can actually track the arrow as it's flying through, rather than actually looking through my peep as the arrow is flying through the air and trying to track it. It allows me to understand where my shot placement is a little bit better when I'm shooting my arrow. It also allows me to kind of understand the trajectory of my arrow. And once you get good at it and understand arrow flight, sometimes you can actually see the arrow kind of moving through the air. And it also helps you make adjustments to find out if maybe it's a bad arrow or if you need to even switch arrows in general. But that may be different compared to each arrow, because there are certain kinetic arrows out there that do absorb as they're flying through the air. So definitely do your research on your arrows. Mine are just straight your normal compound arrows. These are by Black Eagle. They're the Spartans, and they don't fluctuate like a normal kinetic arrow would flying through the air. They should fly pretty straight, but there will be a little bit of a twist to them. But if you see a dramatic change to it, it can be a pretty big error on your actual bow. So pretty decent shooting today. for a couple of rounds. So I kind of wanted to go over my setup with you guys a little bit. If you guys want a more detail about how I actually set up this bow, I have a video on my channel somewhere. I'll link it down below. That way you guys can watch it. But I want to show you guys the complete overall setup for this actual bow. This will be the second year I've actually used this bow. And I've done a lot of different changes. I used to shoot the Carbon Express Mayhem Hunter arrows, but I ended up switching to the Black Eagle Spartan arrows this last year. Haven't actually got a chance to actually shoot a deer with them, but let me tell you that there's a huge difference between those arrows. This arrow is so much better than the actual Carbon Express arrows that I've actually shot so far. And actually the bow shop that I go to said these are very comparable to some of the top end arrows on the market right now. So I am actually using these this year with normal lighted nocturnal nocks. And then I am using kill zones. I don't have my broadheads on me right now, but I'm using kill zones again this year. I killed both my deer this year with kill zones, and I really love those arrows. In my opinion, one of the best mechanical broadheads on the market right now. And going to the bow setup, this is the 2012 Hoyt Rampage XT bow. This is my favorite bow. I mean, I was so close to buying a Matthews, and I saw this bow and I shot it a few times and I fell in love with it. And even though it's a 2012, it stands up to the test of the new era bows right now. I actually partnered it with the Spot Hog Fast Eddy sight. I absolutely love this sight. It's a double pin. It allows me to make quick and easy adjustments by just the twist of the knob underneath and then using the spin dial, and then quick adjustments on the side. For my rest, I am using a magnet drop. This is a custom by one of the archery shops in our area that created this. Basically, it's all done by earth magnets, and so far I like it. I haven't got to test it against like a QAD rest, but what I've noticed about this is that I've had nothing go wrong with this rest. It's really nice. It holds the arrow really nice and tightly. It's easy to use. For my stabilizers, I was gonna go with the double B Sting. I ended up going with the double Trophy Ridge. I had one of the more weights in the back, because what I found out was when I was holding my bow, I was kind of tilting to my right, it would be my right side, and I needed to kind of bring it back to my left, so I put the weight a little bit more on the left. Then I have one weight into the front to kind of dip it down and level it off. But that's the bow setup. There'll be some changes coming to this bow again this year, but not anything too crucial that should affect it any. I need to put a nose button on this, and I highly encourage anybody that wants to start shooting a bow and you don't understand like nose placement and everything, and even me who's been shooting archery a majority of my life and actually taking some passion in it and really getting back into it this last year. That nose button does help quite a bit. It helps you recognize like where to put your face on your bowstring. It allows you to make adjustments, and you can actually fine tune off of that to help your accuracy even more.